just right. It could be, perhaps, that his shoes were too tight.
But I think the most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was 2 sizes too small.
But whatever the reason, his heart or his shoes, he stood there on Christmas Eve, hating the Who's.
Staring down from his cave with a sour, grinchy frown at the warm-lighted windows below in their town. For he knew every who down Whoville beneath was busy now hanging a mistletoe wreath.
And they're hanging their stockings.
He snarled with a sneer.
Tomorrow is Christmas, it's practically here.
Then he growled with his Grinch fingers nervously drumming.
I must find some way to stop Christmas from coming.
But tomorrow he knew.
All the Who girls and boys would wake bright and early. They'd rush for their toys and then...
Oh, the noise, 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 noise.
That's one thing he hated.
The noise! Noise!
Noise!
Noise.
And the Who's, young and old, would sit down to a feast.
And they'd feast.
And they'd feast. And they'd feast.
Feast!
Feast. Feast.
They would feast on Who pudding and rare roast beef, which was something the Grinch couldn't stand in the least.
And then they'd do something he liked least of all.
Every Who down in Whoville would call and smile would stand close together with Christmas bells ringing. They'd stand hand in hand.
And the Who's would start to sing.
They'd sing?
And they'd sing, and they'd sing.
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 And the more the Grinch thought of this whole Who Christmas thing, the more the Grinch thought,
I must stop this whole thing. Why, for 53 years I've put up with it now. I must stop this Christmas from coming, but how?
Then he got an idea.
an awful idea.
The
Grinch had a wonderful, awful idea.
I know just what to do.
The Grinch laughed in his throat,
And he made a quick Santa Claus hat in a tub.
and he chuckled and chuckled.
What a great Grinchy trick. With the coat and the hat, I look just like Saint Nick. All I need is a reindeer.
The Grinch looked around, but since reindeer are scarce, there were none to be found.
Does that stuff go, Grinch?
No.
The Grinch simply said,
If I can't find a reindeer, I'll make one instead.
So he called his dog Max.
so he took some red thread and he tied up a horn on top of his head.
Then he loaded some bags
And some empty old sacks.
on a marshmallow sleigh.
And he hitched up old Max. Then the Grinch said,
Giddy up.
And the sleigh started down toward the homes where the Who's lay a snooze in their town.
all their windows were dark, quiet snow filled the air.
All the Who's were all dreaming sweet dreams without care.
When he came to the first little house on the square.
This is stop number 1.
The old Grinchy Claus hissed,
And he climbed to the roof and to beds in his fists.
And he slid down the chimney a rather tight pitch.
But if Santa could do it,
Then so could the Grinch.
he got stuck only once for a moment or two.
Then he stuck his head out of the fireplace flue, where the little Who stockings are hung in a row.
These stockings
he grinned.
are the first thing to go.
Then he slithered and slunk with a smile most unpleasant.
Around the whole room, and he took every present.
Pop guns and bicycles, roller skates, trolleys, checkerboards, tricycles,
Popcorn.
and balloons.
And he stuffed them in bags.
Then the Grinch very nimbly stuffed all of the bags one by one up the chimney.
Then he sunk his icebox.
He took the Who's feast.
He took the Who pudding.
He took the roast beef.
He cleaned out the icebox as quick as a flash.
Why, that Grinch even took the last can of Who hash.
Then he stuffed all the food up the chimney with glee.
And now
Grinned the Grinch.
I will stuff up the tree.
And the Grinch grabbed the tree and started to shout.
When he heard a small sound like a coo of a dove.
He turned around fast and he saw a small Who.
Little singular Who.
Who was not more than 2.
The Grinch had been caught by his tiny Who daughter, who'd gotten out of bed just for a cup of cold water.
He stared at the Grinch and said,
Santa Claus, why? Why are you taking our Christmas tree? Why?
But you know that old Grinch is so smart and so slick, he thought up a lot.
my workshop, my dear. I'll fix it up there. Then I'll bring it back here.
And his bib for the time. Then he patted her head and got her a drink and sent her to bed.
And when Cindy Lou Who went to bed with her cup, he went to the chimney and stuffed the tree up.
Then the last thing he took was a log for their fire. Then he went up the chimney himself, the old liar.
On the walls he left nothing but hooks and some wire. And the one speck of food that he left in their house was a crumb that was even too small for a mouse.
Then he did the same thing to the other whose houses.
Leaving crumbs much too small for the other whose mouses.
It was the carter passed on,
All the who's still abed.
all the who's still snooze.
When he packed up his sled, he packed it up with the presents,
The ribbons,
the wrappings,
The tags.
the tinsel,
The trimmings.
trappings.
3,000 feet up.
up the side of Mount Crumpet.
He rode with his load to tip-top to dump it.
Hoot, hoot, the who's.
Graciously humming.
They're finding out now that no Christmas is coming. They're just waking up. I know just what they'll do. Their mouths will hang open a second or two. Then the who's down in Whoville will all cry boo-hoo. That's a noise
Then the Grinch.
that I simply must hear.
So he paused, and the Grinch put his hand to his ear, and he did not hear a sound.
It started low.
Then it started to grow.
But the sound wasn't that. Why, this sounded merry.
It couldn't be so.
But it was merry.
Very!
He stared down at Whoville.
The Grinch popped his eyes, then he shook.
What he saw was a shocking surprise. Every who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, was singing.
Without any presents at all.
He hadn't stopped Christmas from coming. It came.
Somehow or other, it came just the same.
And the Grinch, with his grinchy feet ice cold in the snow, stood puzzling and puzzling.
How could it be? It came without ribbons. It came without tags. It came without packages, boxes, or bags.
And he puzzled 3 hours till his puzzler was sore.
Then the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before.
Maybe Christmas
He thought.
doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas perhaps means a little bit more.
And what happened then?
Well, in Whoville they say that the Grinch's small heart grew 3 sizes that day.
In a minute his heart didn't feel quite so tight. He lays with his load through the bright morning light.
And he brought back the toy.
And the food for the feast.
And he
He himself